Okay, so figured why not try the Lifestraw. And just you know, as a quick overview, better in some ways, worse in others, or not as good. One thing I found right off the bat is there was no black discharge. Nothing. I spit out a couple times, just to be safe, but there was nothing black that came out, at least. I like the mouthpiece. It's easy. It's got a nice little cap. Now, I don't know if they want you to. It doesn't apparently have the design to pull this off. I would be afraid to try and pull this ring for the cap off, because this is actually kind of flimsy here, and that's something I'd like to see a little tougher, because it even has a little bit of a nick in the corner, a small tear, so I could see that getting lost pretty easily. The other thing is, I used my stainless steel mug, filled it up with water, because I don't have a straw attachment to this, which is another thing that might be good. And again, maybe this is something they offer. I'd have to check out their website and see if they have any accessories to come with this. But an attachment for a straw so you can get down into a bottle would be good. Otherwise, you're going to have to find an opening big enough for this thing. My water bottle is almost, but not quite big enough. The one I have is one of the narrow neck ones. The other problem I had going into the cup was, unless I kept this up against the side of the cup, pressed up against, just from suction, it would bring this and draw it closed on me. So that's a bit of a design flaw that I'd like to see addressed in some way. Otherwise, yeah, otherwise you've got to hold it yourself and just have it on the surface of the water, or press it up against the container and try and deal with it that way. But the suction required for this one, I found, was not as great as the Aquamira Frontier Pro. It was a little easier to get this. Once you got it going, once you get it charged or loaded up, or however the heck they want to describe that, once it goes through all the filters and starts to come out, it was a little easier than the Aquamira. So I like that. I like that this is all contained in one, and there's no screwing anything off. There's no replacing the filters, which is a good feature. However, the filters for the Aquamira Pro only do 200 liters per filter, and this, of course, I believe is 1,000 liters before you have to replace this whole unit. Which I'm not a big fan of having to replace things. I'm not a fan of our current disposable society. And this is kind of not in that direction. However, 1,000 liters is a significant amount of water, and not that this is any kind of a daily thing. It is an emergency thing. It is an emergency bit of gear, right? So in that respect as well, that's not bad. But again, 1,000 liters can't go wrong. I'd like to see something done with this cap, make that a little something to stick it out of the way, clip it out of the way. I don't know what they do there. There's all kinds of things they could do. I like that it's attached, but at the same time, as long as they don't lose the cap, you're okay. And yeah, I'd like to see some kind of attachment for the end of this, where you could add some tubing or a straw onto to extend your reach, or the kind of containers that you might come across or need to deal with. Of course, in my instance, it's not going to be an urban survival type of deal. It's going to be, a wilderness survival, or I'm out of water on a long hike for some reason, didn't plan far enough ahead, which isn't always the case, but sometimes it happens where you find yourself conserving a bit of water in order not to run out before you get back home, or you get finished your 1, 2, 3, 4 day, whatever your trip might be. And certainly this is going to be handy. I'm just going to stick this in a stream or a puddle or something like that and kind of go to town from there, or coarse filter into a cup and then go from that. But I'd have to say, so far my preference is for this. I didn't notice any taste using the same water. Stagnant, a little bit of a stagnant, I kind of refer to it as a fishbowl or a fish tank taste, that algae grossness. I didn't notice that with the Lifestraw either, and like I said, I do like the fact that it's one contained unit. Like to see a straw on the end. Repeating myself, but I think that's the one thing that would really make this the best option of the two. I still think I prefer this one to the Aquamira simply because of the draw. It's a little bit easier, which, you know, I like that. So anyways, there's just a little update, little overview, my thoughts, and I'll do a head-to-head a little bit down the road and do something on film as far as, you know, trying to show you something a bit more. But for now, I think I've said everything I need to. Hope you enjoyed. Be well.